Ready? Hi, I'm Nick, and this is a story about the bunker. We was walking past and then he BB'd me saying the bunker got up and down.
So where is this place, Luke?
Adamsdale.
And do many people use it?
Yeah, everyone uses it.
Loads of people.
Loads.
Just your age group?
Well, no, we saw loads of people that play basketball as well, like.
Yeah, basketball.
Like foreigners and that.
And they have nets and so on, do they, for basketball?
Yeah, there's a fence behind the goals, isn't it?
Well, there's a hoop.
So, yeah.
So what did the shelter or the bunker mean to you? What was?
Like he was,
It's a place we always
It was just showing everything.
like, it feels different now he's gone.
We haven't been over it since. Yeah, we haven't been over it since.
So what time would you go there and what time would you leave?
Like, before o'clock after school. You know.
Then we leave
Then
like,
you leave like 9 to go Clifton
Yeah,
or something,
then get some
something
food.
to eat. Then come back and chill
and
again.
then go back there.
And did the girls go as well?
Sometimes.
Denise?
Sometimes, yeah.
And what made it so special for you?
It wasn't so much special, it was just like with the bunker there, like I felt safe walking through the park because I knew there'd be boys in there anyway, so I felt safer. But now the bunker's gone, it's like hardly no one goes over there, so like it's not safe over there no more.
So in the winter months you don't go in there
No.
because it's dark?
So where do you go now then, guys? Now it's gone.
We just hang on the streets.
An hour. Then we go to the bus stop around the corner. Cause like that got like a little shelter thing as well on it. Like, cause especially when it's raining, like it's quite handy as well.
Yeah.
So we chills in nearly every day.
Do you get moved on or?
Yeah, sometimes.
The piece of the council says like they want people hanging on the streets,
Yeah,
and then it goes and takes the shelter away from us, which makes us hang on the streets because nothing else to do.
Right.
But we don't.
We like playing football. And
Yeah, we like
we
show our friends.
That's our hobby, play football.
Well, why do you think they took it away? Why did they take it?
Well, we viewed because of the druggies and postures over there.
And
And that was the reason they gave you? Did they give you a reason?
No, they didn't give us no reason at all.
So they didn't consult you first?
Think of us notice.
Have they come and told you since?
no.
No.
No posters or anything.
So how did you hear about
We just we went,
it's prostitution and drug addicts?
We didn't hear, we saw it ourselves. Like and when we used to go over there, well most times really, like we used to go over for game of football with the boys, and we'd like see like 3, 4 people like with needles and all that, like, and just foil, like taking crack and that.
So would you find things on the floor like?
Yeah, plenty of things. Like, yeah, like the leftover foils where he has. Sometimes we found needles as well.
So do you think that what they've done by doing this is they grouped you in with these people and
Yeah.
nothing like them?
Yeah.
Yeah, they sort of, you know, yeah.
So you're paying a penalty for their bad behaviour?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you think the police or community members around here think of young people, or maybe young boys or girls?
Troublemakers. We're from like not a posh area, from a council estate area.
Yeah.
they keep
They
some-
looked at us.
They keep on moving us on as well,
As
places.
thugs, they looked at us as thugs.
Yeah. Like none of us smoke here, none of us drink. First question is,
We'd like to know what your job is.
I've come from Cardiff Bay Rotary, where I represent New Generations, which is all the work connected with young people. But I've also come from the district of Southern Wales for something called Peace Jam, which is aimed at 14 years and above and teaches leadership skills, critical thinking and peaceful conflict resolution.
yeah. And the next question we have for you, Alison.
Is how are you involved in the project?
Well, interest was expressed in doing some of the Peace Jam, and some of those skills have been put into practice as they've prepared for this issue of the bunker.
And the third and final question we have for you is,
How do you feel about the bunker being taken away?
I think the biggest problem has been lack of communication, and that better communication was needed before decisions made and action taken.
thank you very much.
The bunker meant a lot to me. We should go over there, play football. And now it's raining, we can't go over there because we get wet. With the bunker it was dry. It just took away our livelihoods. It's not good.
Teresa Sullivan, thanks for coming today. Would you like to know what's your job title for?
I'm the Assistant Community Education Officer for Splopton Morfa, Adamsdown, Penguin Green.
What do you think of the removal of the bunker in Adamsdown?
Well, personally, I am very disappointed that the bunker was removed. It was done without consultation. I knew nothing about the bunker being removed until you guys came and told me about it. It's increased my numbers at the centre because nobody is now playing at the park, but it's wrong. I mean, I would rather you guys be playing at the park, getting that exercise, playing football, than hanging out in the centre here, bored.
What do you think of the police not showing up?
I think it's unfair that they didn't show up. I think it's disappointing that they let you guys down. I believe it's very unprofessional that they didn't even send us an email or a phone call to say they weren't going to turn up. In our profession, in our work life, we have responsibilities, and if we commit to doing something, then we should follow that through. If something happens, then we should, that's beyond our control, we should let people know.
And final question, how can we solve the problem?
I believe there are many ways of solving the problem. I think one, we should have a full-on youth consultation of what is actually wanted, what you guys want at the park, with the residents involved, with the police. I believe we should sit down at the table and work out what's the best solution. Obviously there's problems in the area, which is why the bunker was taken away in the first place. But not everybody is antisocial. Not everybody is responsible for that. You guys are entitled to play in a park. You get moved from playing in the streets. You get villainised as being yobs and causing trouble when you're in a large group of you, when all you're actually doing is moving from one venue to another. So we really need to sort something out. There are a few ideas of different youth shelters. I think the best one was just the relocation and just setting it out in a different way so that you can be seen from the street by the police, so that you're more visible. Some of the shelters that we've shown you are also a solution because they are highly visible, so there would be no problem being seen. I think better lighting would be a good idea. It needs to be policed more. If there is drug use and prostitution going on in that park, then it's the police's responsibility to deal with that solution. You young people should not be made to be the bad person in all of this. It's, you know, it is a problem that the community needs to address, and only by sitting around the table that we can work on this.
Thank you very much for your time.
How do you feel about the bunker taken down?
Quite sad in a way, because we used to play football over there quite a lot, and then when it would rain we'd hide under that till the rain stopped and then go back and play football. But now it's not there, just can't go over no more because it's saturated, which always got to go in. Otherwise you're getting away with it, no one likes that. It's like taking a roof off the top of your head.
Where do you go now the bunker has gone?
Well, nowhere really. We're just left in the streets. Nowhere to go.
Do you have any suggestions on how you could get it back?
There's more community officers working on there.
Interview the police.
So more policing?
Make the bunk on a different angle so you can see inside there.
See through
From outside the cellar.
Or on the other side of the park, so they can see what's
when they're
happening.
driving past as well.
Or just have a see-through shelter.
No, that's good.
Yeah, I ain't going nowhere. One minute. Upside.
Yellow diamonds in the light, and we're standing side by side as we what it takes to